So I killed Mythic on Thursday. Figured I'd hit you guys with a commentary over the kill and whatnot. Talk about things that are gonna work for it if you're looking at getting trinkets or gear or whatnot, or maybe you just watch it for fun. So I ended up doing about 23.6k DPS here, which is pretty decent. So as with in Heroic, you're going to be looking to ramp your Necro ability up into the first swarm, and you're going to use your Necro ability at 20 seconds. The main reason for that is that's the time that you need to use it, where RNG can't mess you up, right? RNG can't make it so you don't have Necro for your swarm. Ideally, you would be able to use it earlier because using it at 20 seconds means that you have it up during the second swarm, like literally during the second swarm, which ideally, it'd be up before it. For this boss, you really do want to have first sigil because it lines up incredibly well here. Of course, you're necro ramping all the way up into this swarm, and then you would first sigil with lust here. But the other thing is that later on in this fight, you actually do another full necro ramp into your second first sigil. I don't have it, which kind of sucks, but whenever we get into farm, I'm sure I'll be able to get a first sigil kill on this boss. So you can see I didn't get any Deathborn procs in the entirety of this fight, so I actually run out of Deathborn at the very end of the swarm. Kind of sucks, but that's the RNG of this fight that you're going to have to get used to. Is it's pretty likely that you could extend your Deathborn, but also pretty likely that you could not. So kind of sucks. In terms of mythic mechanics, well, more green stuff comes out of you. People like to bait the swarm, so because of that, I take Icy Flows. I never really have to shimmer anywhere during this fight, but I do have to do a lot of micro movement, which is what Icy Flows is good for. You can still take shimmer, doesn't matter. And then green stuff comes out of the boss as well, but that's a melee mechanic and we're ranged, so thank God for that. Otherwise, your main concern is going to be whether or not you're going to be able to sustain your Icy Veins through these Among Us phases. You can see we just phased. I got 30 seconds left on mine, right? Ideally, even though it kind of screws your group, you would have a Comet Storm or a Frozen Orb go off right when you phase so that it hits everyone and resets your stuff. Otherwise, you're just going to have unavoidable downtime. Yeah, that guy's going to die. By the way. Yep, he's dead. I think he walked close to the other guy that was getting killed and just got cleaved after, because he was still really low HP from when he was the kill target, so. Of course, my Comet Storm hitting him did not help him. If you're wondering why, oh, that's the other mythic mechanic. It's like the third boss of Plaguefall, where if you stand too far away from someone, you'll get feared. Well, in this case, horrified, which there's a difference, but it doesn't really matter. You probably noticed me isolancing a decent amount during my first necro ramp. That was just because I wanted to keep my chain reaction stacks at 5 going into the first swarm. I probably isolanced a bit too much, honestly, but yeah. I'll be able to figure out more with reclears and whatnot. Oh, I suppose I should say, I did stream this on Twitch because, no one's really talking in the chat at the moment, so I guess it makes sense that might not be immediately obvious. I tend to get most of my viewers at 2 a.m. and this was 9 p.m. So as you can see, that was my second Deathborn, relatively scuffed. I wouldn't say this fight was horrible, more that it was kind of annoying, right? You can see we got some extra green stuff, which really puts us behind during this phase. Then I got some long extensions on my Deathborn. This guy comes and gives it to me. which is fine. He needed it off him, but kind of sucks it happened during the last 10 seconds of my Deathborn. And then I accidentally Ice Lance there. So good thing my Deathborn ended, otherwise I probably would have one-shot that priest. So that's alright. Which did happen, actually, earlier. I only made the mistake twice, but the other time killed someone, so yeah, whoops. This is just a fight where you want relatively little range. Anyway, I suppose I should have said this at the beginning for people that like came here for the timers and whatnot. Your third Deathborn, you just hold for 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Other than that, it's a pretty simple fight. It is a very low pull count on Mythic for most guilds, just because it's basically just heroic, but yeah, there's more damage happening. And if you get any extra green stuff, you're probably gonna die. You do want to be kind of proactive with your uses of defensives on this fight. You can see I actually use Mirror's Torment, or not Mirror's Torment on there, Mirror's Image on that one. Generally, I never use Mirror Image, which is not a good thing. You know, I should really use it more. Not never, of course, but I probably use it less than I should. This is a fight that's incredibly healing intensive, though, so. Here, I want to send off my Frozen Orb, but you know, that thing's there. I think because it's incorporeal at the moment, right? It's still building its health up. I think that's why my Frozen Orb goes through it, but couldn't be sure. Then here, you know, I have 40 seconds left on my Icy Veins, so that's unfortunate. It does mean it's going to fall off. Around now is the time when I should Deathborn, right? It's gained to 730 seconds, but I don't have Icy Veins. And if you remember, you're supposed to save Deathborn for Icy Veins. So that's what I'm going to do. In fact, I'm probably going to forget to Deathborn a few seconds after my Icy Veins comes up, but let's see. Never mind. Instant Deathborn. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend canceling Frost Bolts. I just did that for baiting, because at this point, if we live, we're going to heal the boss, so. I really should move farther from the purple circle, because I'm pretty sure I get put to sleep again during this phase. That's because I move, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I definitely Ice Lanced a bit too much during this boss, that's for sure. Other than that, it wasn't too bad. I do need a first sigil, though. That would be nice. And a little bit hurt by not being a troll, but the transmog's worth it. Anyway, thank you for watching.